going on, guys? I don't know about you, but I love the NFL draft. I love scouting players. I love seeing what potential talent is coming to the league for years to come. The one positive about having a bad season in the NFL is, unlike the NBA, you're guaranteed a top pick in the draft if you have a bad season, unless, of course, you traded your pick away. As a football fan, one of my favorite times of year is the NFL Combine, paired with Pro Days by NFL prospects. Now, of course, this all leads up to draft night, where guys in suits try to evaluate players based on a metric system and based on what they did on the field, and sometimes just based on what they look like. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down how every NFL scout in the NFL got Lamar Jackson wrong. As always, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to your boy, turn on post notifications, and enjoy this video. Alright, so Lamar Jackson, he was a 4-star prospect coming out of high school. Even before he was a big guy, big name, playing on Sundays, Lamar Jackson was going viral on Twitter. We knew this guy was going to be special even in high school. Now, of course, we all know he went on to play for Louisville. And to some people's surprise, he ended up playing quarterback in college. Now, if you don't know, a lot of guys just put their best athlete at quarterback in high school. In high school, if you're a guy like Lamar Jackson and you run a 4.4, all you have to do is snap the ball. If you see somebody's open, you throw it to them. If not, just take off. You run a 4.4. You're the fastest guy on the field pretty much any given night. Now, in college, things can get a little bit more difficult, but it's still some breathing room, and in the right system, you can still produce. We see that with Jalen Hurts at Oklahoma. We saw that with Kyler Murray at Oklahoma. We saw that with Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M. In the right system, any player can succeed. Now, of course, Lamar Jackson, he did more than succeed. He won the Heisman, the most prestigious award in college football. That means you were the best player that year in all of college football, and he did it as a sophomore. Another added bonus the Heisman Trophy comes with is you're pretty much guaranteed a first-round draft pick. A lot of Heisman winners are top 2, top 3. They are lottery picks. Now, of course, the NFL doesn't really have a lottery, but you get what I'm saying. They are top 10, top 5 picks. For example, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, Johnny Manziel, RG3, Cam Newton, Sam Bradford, even Tim Tebow. All these guys are really high picks and higher than Lamar Jackson. So now that the stage is set, what caused Lamar Jackson's draft stock to drop? He succeeded at every level of college football. Mel Kiper, one of the most famous draft analysts, I think he's always on the NFL Network, ESPN, scouting players, breaking players down. He said that Josh Allen was better than Lamar Jackson. Now, no disrespect to Josh Allen, but at the very least, up until this point in the NFL, and even up until that point in their college careers, Lamar Jackson was a far better player. Now, at the same time, Josh Allen completed 56% of his passes, and Mel Kiper called him an accurate passer. Lamar Jackson completed 57% of his passes, and Mel Kiper called him an inaccurate passer. Another horrendous bad take from the Lamar Jackson draft was from Pro Football Weekly's Greg Gabriel. He said, and I quote, "Any team who drafts Lamar Jackson must have a plan." Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but you have to have a plan no matter who you draft. You have to have a plan no matter if you draft him in the 1st round or the 6th round. There has to be a plan. How can I get this guy in our organization, and how can we plan around him to help us win games? Now, honestly, I can go on and on about bad draft and scouting breakdowns of Lamar Jackson heading into the NFL draft. I mean, think about it. Some guys even encouraged him to try out at wide receiver because they didn't think he could be a QB in the National Football League. Now we're moving on to the NFL. How has he been in the league? Were the scouts right? Can he pass the ball? Is he just a runner? Well, if you look back last year, when Lamar started games, the Ravens looked 10 times better. 20 million times better. And then finally this year, he has the full starting job, and he had an off season so they can learn the system and create a system around him. And we see a lot of RPOs and a lot of vertical concepts and just things that allow him to do what he does, run, toy with the defense, take shots, take bumps, and really be aggressive when the time is right. Right now, this season, Lamar Jackson is on record pace to probably have the best season ever from, I guess you could say, a dual threat QB or a mobile QB. Comparing his best seasons to Michael Vick's and Randall Cunningham's, Lamar Jackson is destroying them. Lamar Jackson's currently on pace to pass for almost 4,000 yards and rush for over 1,000 yards this season. Right now, I'm pretty sure Lamar Jackson, it might have changed since last night there was a game, but I'm pretty sure right now Lamar Jackson has more rushing yards than Ezekiel Elliott, the $100 million back for the Dallas Cowboys. So to wrap this video up, Lamar Jackson is the classic case of the big prospect that all the NFL scouts got wrong. I'm pretty sure if they were to redo the draft, Lamar Jackson would probably have been the first QB taken off the board in his draft. He probably would have been at the very least a top 10 pick instead of, I think he was 30, 31, 32. He was a really late 1st round pick going to the Ravens. With all that said, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications. Right now, Lamar Jackson is on an MVP pace. And the Ravens are looking like playoff contenders, so we might have to do a mega update to this video in a couple of months when maybe Lamar wins MVP, or maybe when the Ravens make a deep playoff run, or maybe even make it to the Super Bowl. Every couple of years, we see these dynamic dual threat QBs, Michael Vick, Kaepernick, Cam Newton, do their thing, dominate NFL defenses, and make it to the big game. And I think Lamar has a shot. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.